Hey YouTube, so it's Jaden again, and again it's been a while since I've recorded, and it's gonna probably feel even a bit longer because I actually had a lot of content recorded before. I'm recording this in the early part of December. I had recorded some stuff previously before I even took a trip to Houston for the qualifier, and I ended up just deleting it because a lot of it was I figured some of it may not apply anymore. Decks may have changed, so I just got rid of it, and I've just I never keep more than about 5 to 6 videos recorded for posting at any given point. And so I just decided to get rid of them and start over. Now, unfortunately, there was some deck profiles in there that I just may not do right now. Now, someone even said something to me about it while I was at Houston at the qualifier. They said, and in one of the videos I mentioned that someone had said something to me about if I was not going to play Vanguard anymore, because he had noticed that I'd been posting a lot more buddy fight content. Now the reason I had been posting a lot of buddy fight content is because before Set 8 came out, there was really nothing left for me to post because the only deck that I was playing with before Set 8 dropped was Blademaster Overlord Titan. Then I had another build, Kagero Control. I basically called it Overlord Control. And those are the only two decks I was really playing, so I really other than what before Set 8, there was really no other deck that I could make. I mean, I could have made Kagero deck profiles for days, but I just didn't see that as... I just didn't really think that would be a good idea. I didn't really think anybody would really be into that. So I didn't do it. But there is some more deck profiles I have here for you, and 2 of them are Vanguard and 4 of them are Buddy Fight. Now, the reason that my Vanguard decks may have gone down a bit, it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm quitting or not playing less of Vanguard, because I'm still playing and keeping up to date with everything and all that. It's just that it's weird. It's like for the longest time, every time a new set dropped, it seemed like every single time a set dropped, it hit 3 to 4 of my decks, and now it's only hitting 1 to 2. Set 8, it hit Genesis and Gold Paladin. Set 9 upcoming, it's only hitting 1 of them. Set 9, you guys will... a lot of people are asking if I was going to be building Drag Driver Luard, which I am. My trial decks just haven't come in the mail yet. But I will be bringing you that. I will not be giving you that deck profile, though, until I get all the stuff out of Set 9 that I need, because I just don't see the point of taking 4 trial decks, mixing it with a few other cards, and saying, here's the deck, and it's because that's not really the deck. That's just kind of a couple of trial decks thrown together with a couple of random things, and that's just not a good deck, in my opinion. Now, there are a lot of people who are posting deck profiles before Set 9 dropped and saying this is what they're playing with, and that's great. It's just, I just really don't like doing that, because then I have to update it again, and it's just... So, anyway, guys, I'm going to show you the deck that I did take to Houston. It was Messiah. Set 8, it also updated Messiah. That's right. And I was very, very happy with the support in Set 8 for Messiah. So Set 8 actually hit 3 of my clans. And I only made it to round 4, and it's just because I think honestly, I was just dead from the go. It was weird. All 4 rounds that I played, I either drew bad or my opponent drew bad. So the 2 rounds I did win, my opponent was great stuck. And after like the 2nd or 3rd round of that, I was just like, well, this day's not going to be any good for me, and it wasn't. But I had fun. I got to meet a lot of new people. I got to I think I still have it in here, actually. Shit, where is it? Yeah, this guy right here. He was at the event he was cosplaying as one of the characters from Buddy Fight Triple D anime, and as the Mexican guy with the big sombrero. I got to play him, and that was a lot of fun. I played him in Buddy Fight, and Saturday my luck was just absolutely completely horrible, and even against him, first 3 turns I didn't even see a monster, so he literally just kept going attack, and I had a few shields in my hand, and eventually he just ran me over. It was hilarious, but I had a lot of fun Saturday. No regrets at all. It was a great tournament. But anyway, I'm going to quit rambling, and I'm just going to go ahead and get to this updated Messiah deck profile. So, obviously, we got Neon Messiah. Neon Messiah is by far the best starter for this deck, guys. I talked to a couple other players that were playing the deck, and some of them were using Starlight Unicorn, which was the old starter for Link Joker way back when, and it's where if your opponent has a locked unit, you can counterblast 1, move it to the soul, and lock something else. They said they liked that because of the God, what's his freaking name? Flagellant stride, so you could lock one front row and then lock the other one. But to be real honest, I like this because you need to be able to continue to stride for this deck to continue its push, and I like this just because it is a guarantee, and after you kick this skill, you'll pretty much never have to worry about stride again because you start thinning the deck and getting all the cards in your hand that you need to win. So Neon Messiah, just for that reason alone, is the best starter for me. I do see validity in Starlight Unicorn, though, I will say, and thanks to the Vice President who signed it for me. Trigger lineup for Blink Messiah. It's the Messiah trigger that when your Messiah Vanguard attacks, runs to the soul, +5 case to him, and you get to draw a card. I did manage when I opened all my stuff from set 8. I did get 1 secret pack for Messiah. So for Star Vader, Paradigm Shift Dragon, literally just for the ability to shove him back for free. That is literally it. Every time you kick that skill, it's not going to lock anything. You're doing it literally just to shove it back in the deck, which is legal because I verified it with a judge. You literally just reveal, put it back, and shuffle it back because the locking part of it is not part of the cost, and it's absolutely insane, especially when you get your deck down real thin and you reveal 2 of these and just shove them back. That actually happened in my round 2, and it was absolutely hilarious because I shoved 3 back and drove check 2 of them. It was hilarious. And then 4 Asteroid Wolves for 12 crits. And then obviously, your 4 heal triggers. I do not see the point of playing draw triggers in this. There is a little bit of glare here, guys, but I can't really do all about it. But anyway, I don't see the point of playing draw triggers in this deck because when you use Alter Ego Messiah's skill and you draw a draw trigger off of it, it is pretty much the same as minusing, in my opinion, because you're soul blasting a card to draw a resource, and if you draw a draw trigger, it's a 5k card, which is nothing now. Even if I draw a critical trigger, it's a 10k shield, and if I draw a heal trigger, at least I have a G guard out of it. So that's why I don't play draws. And then we play our 4 G Perfects to unflip damage because this deck does counterblast quite a fair amount. Then we play 4 Destiny Dealer, and the SP art on Destiny Dealer looks absolutely gorgeous. We play this because it's our stride fodder, helps us search Alter Ego, because we do want Alter Ego for almost every single match. Actually, you really do want him from every match, but I'll get there in a second for the changes that I would the change to that statement here in a little bit. But yeah, 4 Destiny Dealer, 4 Perfect RGs, 4 Sacrifice Messiah. This grade 1 is by far your ace because it can buff your units, it gets you counter charge, and you can chain off so many abilities of it. And then we play 2 Dark Metal Chameleon. Your grade 1 lineup in this puts in a lot of work because pretty much its sole purpose is to countercharge and continue your power plays. Countercharge, continue your power plays, countercharge. Also helps your power plays continue. And Dark Metal Chameleon is normally the unit I stick behind the Vanguard once Neon Messiah is gone. So it's pretty... your grade 1 lineup, it's pretty straightforward, but it's effective. There's really no other grade 1 in there that I'd rather play. Grade 2s, of course, we're still playing our 4 Arrestor Messiah. He is just too good not to play. On call, if you have a Messiah Vanguard, he gets plus 2,000 power, and he gains the skill of, at the end of the battle that he attacked, you can lock him and choose to lock a unit in either fighter's back row. So that's really, really good. Use him on your stride turns and kick off some combos. Then we play 4 of a new card from set 8 that is absolutely broke. I wish this was a double rare, but then again, I'm glad it's not because its price probably would have been insane because of how good it is. Lady Battler of the Black Dwarf. Generation Break 1. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard, you may Counterblast 1. If you do, choose one of your other units and give it plus 5,000 power. So, what's really, really good about this is you can, if you have a sacrifice column, you can essentially just lock that entire column and give plus 8 away somewhere for free. And since you're going to lock her after you use her own skill, you can activate his skill to chain lock 2 and give plus 3k somewhere and countercharge the counterblast you had to use for that. So, I mean, really, really good card. It's really, really nice card. And then we play 3 Lady Battler of the Gravity Well. This is one of the old cards from from set 3. Generation Break 1. Choose one of your other rear guards and lock it. This unit gets plus 4k until end of turn. So she becomes a 13k attacker and can just kind of get you an extra lock. So. Then for grade 3s, no surprise, we got our 4 Alter Ego Messiahs. His full art looks absolutely gorgeous. So, just for clarification's sake, Generation Break 2, when a locked card is unlocked, you may Soul Blast 1 if you do draw a card. So it's Chaos Breaker without the retire. And then his Stride skill. During your turn, when a G unit strides onto this card, you may Counterblast 1 and choose one of your own rear guards and lock it. And if you do, choose one of your Vanguards and give it plus 5k until end of turn. And you also get to lock one of your opponent's units. So for Counterblast of 1, you lock 1 unit on both sides of the board, and your Vanguard gets another 5k. So any of your strides go from 26 to 31. So, which is nice. It's a free 5k essentially with all the countercharging you do. We play 2 Starvader Freeze Ray, and the reason that we play 2 Freeze Ray is because there are a lot of decks in the meta where rearguards just like to run away. So you have your Gear Chronicle, your Pale Moon, your Grand Blue units mainly that just like to run away. You could even say this also for Spike Brothers because they're getting a pretty big buff, even though I really won't consider them meta until I see them in action finally. But and you can also use this to screw with Aquaforce. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with it. But I'd say mainly for the Gear Chronicle, Pale Moon, and Grand Blue matches, you really want to ride this first because you want to be able to at least lock one of their front rows in the front, so you can at least shut off one column, and it really hurts their deck if you're able to do that. And for the last grade 3, we play 2 Lady Gunner of the Neutron Star. Her ability is when she's placed on the rearguard or the Vanguard circle, choose one of your other rear guards and lock it. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and lock it. So when she's called, you basically get this skill again for free. You're going to lock one unit on both sides of the board. She's in there mainly, so for the first stride, you can get both units in the front row locked. So that is the main deck. Then for the strides, we play obviously 4 of by far the best addition to the deck. 4 copies of Genesis Dragon, Flagellant Messiah. So Flagellant Messiah, I'm going to read him just because a lot of people misread him. So his ability is, when this unit attacks, you may counterblast 1 and choose a face-down card from your G-Zone and turn it face-up. And then for each face-up copy of Genesis Dragon, Flagellant Messiah in your G-Zone, choose up to 2 locked cards and unlock them. If 1 or more cards were unlocked with this effect, choose any number of the locked cards, and those cards cannot be unlocked during the fighter's next end phase. If 3 or more cards were unlocked with this effect, this unit gets +1 critical until the end of battle. So, essentially, the first time you go into him, you have to flip himself so you can at least get the unlock, and then after that you can flip something else. But he is so good because Messiah, the one thing that they needed was they needed access to Omega Lock their opponent, and this card gives them that. I do manage to have 2 SPs of it. I just really want to get 2 more, but it's not a priority. There are other decks I want to finish before I start rarity seeking other cards. For Amnesty Messiah, this is probably a little unique because a lot of people have cut this down to 2 and even 3. I like it because there are some turns with this deck where your opponent will have another turn on their lock, and you just really don't see the point of going into Flagellant, and you can get 3 units on your board locked real easy, so you can just go into this and swing at them for a big number with a crit on it to just to eat away more resources, and I like that. And I mean, I have the generation rares, but this card is now pretty easily attainable, so I feel that every Messiah player should at least have a play set, but you should run this in the deck no less than 3. Then 2 copies of Genesis Dragon, Exilix Messiah. Newfound respect for this card after I finally hammered out the final build of this, because this guy really, now, because of Black Dwarf, has become very good. I could actually see bumping this to 3, and I actually want to test that at some point. His ability is... when this unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1 and choose a face-down card named Genesis Dragon, Amnesty Messiah from your G-Zone and turn it face-up. If you have a face-up card in your G-Zone called Amnesty Messiah in your G-Zone, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose any number of locked cards and unlock them. All of your units unlocked with this effect get plus 3,000 power until end of turn. Retire all of your opponent's units that were unlocked with this effect, and then if the number of units unlocked with this effect is 3 or more, he gains +1 critical. So that's one thing that all your Messiah units have in common, is if 3 or more units are unlocked with their skills, you get to gain an extra crit. And then we play 2 Nebula Big Crunch, which... counterblast 1 and flip a copy of himself, and you get to Omega Lock a column. I could actually see taking him out and putting in a 3rd Exilix, and then, I don't know, putting in something else, maybe another G Guardian, or actually probably Seabreeze, really, but I don't have a Seabreeze. I need to get a Seabreeze, but I just don't have one. They have eluded me. And then 3 Demon Maxwell. This card is so good with Sacrifice Messiah, because if you have 2 grade 1s and one of them is Sacrifice Messiah, the other one can be anything, even another Sacrifice. This is going to tell you to lock something, and then you can have this to lock the other one. And if you have 3 things back there, like if you have this in your back row, your Dark Metal Chameleon and 2 Sacrifice Messiah, you can target this, because you can target it. Resist only prevents your opponent from targeting it. And you can lock this to gain the extra 5k, and then you can chain both their skills to lock them as well to give plus 6k anywhere you want, 3k from each, and countercharge 2. That 6k you can just tag on to the Vanguard, and that becomes a 20 plus the 6k you gave your Vanguard from both these. That makes your Vanguard 17. 20 and 17, that makes it a 37k shield right there. So really, really good. And then lastly, one screw, just because screw is screw, can guard for bigger numbers. So anyway, guys, that is my update on Messiah. It's a lot of fun to play. It's finally considered meta at this point because it has an ability to really screw with the opponent and just keep them locked for a long time. And the ability to regenerate the hand with the Soul Blast skill is really, really nice. So, love the deck just the way it is. Wouldn't have changed anything. I just drew bad. You know, some days you have bad draws, and that's just basically what happened to me. But so anyway, guys, that is it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be bringing you more content as soon as I can. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.